And welcome back to another episode with yours truly, Gracen Con. Today, we're going to dive deep into the intimidation of going within. How many of you guys have felt anxious, nauseous, terrified, scared, and just all the things when somebody tells you to start going within? Like anybody else, like did it just like freak you the fuck out? I mean, come on. I know it did when I first heard that. So get ready for an epic episode. We're going to dive deep into why you might be potentially feeling this way. Oh, going within. I remember my very first attempt at going within was when I went to a Tibetan society in my hometown in Charleston, South Carolina. There was a Tibetan center like right in the heart of the downtown area. And I actually went there because of a college professor that I had my junior year. I was studying, what was the class? It was a course called Religion 101. And I was studying like all the different belief systems and out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences. It was like one of the coolest classes I took in university. And so anyway, he told us that if we went and meditated, he would give us extra credit. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Because, you know, as a junior in university, you're like so done with going to class. You're like trying to figure out like how you can get out of class as much as possible, how you don't have to show up and, you know, basically work smarter, not harder. And so I went and I meditated for 40 minutes in complete silence. It was the very first time that I meditated. I think I was like I was either 20 years or 21. I can't remember how old I was. I was either 20 or 21. Anyway, so he had us like do this mantra. Like he had us chant this like Tibetan chant. It was super cool. And he would like hit his little sound bowl, his like Tibetan sound bowl, and I was like, wow, this is like cool. Like I was vibing, I was enjoying myself, and we were all sitting at like our own little meditation table, and there were also like chairs that you could sit up in too if you wanted to meditate sitting on a chair. So anyway, I'm like sitting on the floor, like on my little meditation cushion, and I'm like, all right, like I'm gonna try this and see how it goes. Because I was, you know, a pretty open-minded person to a lot of things back then before my awakening. And so anyway, he leads us the first 20 minutes. He's like telling us not to fully close our eyes, to like stare at the tip of our nose. And what else did he say? He was like, just focus on your breath and looking at the tip of your nose. Don't close your eyes and just breathe. And I was like having such a hard time doing that. And, you know, 6 years, you know, now in the future, now I know exactly why I was feeling the way I was. But anyway, so in the moment when I was trying to attempt my first meditation, I was fidgeting constantly. I couldn't stop moving. I was super uncomfortable. I couldn't sit still. And he was watching me. Like, he literally was watching me. I could tell, like, he knew it was my first time meditating. And it was like he was just, like, totally guiding me. Like, I was definitely there for him, and he was definitely there for me in that whole experience. So anyway, so I meditated the first 20 minutes, and I like kept opening my eyes. I was like trying to breathe. I was like trying not to have a panic attack because that's literally what was happening. I was like starting to like freak out, and I was like, oh my God, like everyone around me is just fucking peacefully meditating and like super quiet, and I'm over here just like struggling. And I'm just like, why? Like, why am I struggling to freaking quiet my mind? Like, why is this so difficult for me? So we took a 5-minute break, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do so much better on my next go round. Like, we're gonna see how this goes. So he plays his little sound bowl. He like hits it one time on the side, and it just gets so dead silent. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do my best. So I just decided like to basically focus on my breath, focus on my mind. And I was like, okay, mind, we're gonna be quiet, and we're not going to freak out. We're just going to like, just relax. Like I was like talking to myself basically. And so I could feel my brain just like, it was like basically building up. Like there was so much anxiety, so much like overwhelm and worry, just all like piling on top of each other. I'm like, at that point, I felt like I was going to die. I'm like, okay, I'm clearly going to die. And you know what? If I die, then fuck it. Like, at least I'll experience some peace at this point. Like, that was literally my thought process. And so, anyways, I just like kept going. I kept pushing myself. And like literally maybe 5-10 seconds later, my brain just like released. And it was like, the way I can best describe the sensation was, imagine like taking your first sip of your favorite drink. Like it could be your favorite coffee drink. It could be your favorite fruit drink, soda, if you drink soda, like whatever it is, kombucha. That first like it was like that, but in my brain. And it was such a huge release for me, and a huge like sigh, like a huge like exhale in my brain. And I'm like, oh my God, is this what meditation is? Like, is this it? Like, what? And so obviously I was like super beginner at that time. And I just like, I opened my eyes and I was like, holy shit. I just like meditated and I was able to let my brain release and relax. Like, that's crazy. And so anyway, sorry, it's just like so nostalgic, just like recounting back to that time in my life. But yeah, I just remember like thinking like, what was the worst that could happen? Like, you know, after my anxiety attack and my panic attack, like I thought it was death, and I just made the choice to be okay with death. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to die, then I'm going to fucking die. And, you know, the other side ended up being amazing, which was like a breath of fresh air. Like my mind felt like it could take a breath of fresh air. So yeah, anyways, so that was the first time I ever started like attempting to go within. And I feel like a lot of people put their own unique definition on going within. And really just from my own personal experiences of going within, having out-of-body experiences, like having shifts in consciousness, I would summarize going within as cutting off all external stimuli, all noise, pollution, light pollution, like just everything that's outside of you, like right now at this current moment, and just tuning into your body for the first time and like feeling what your body is feeling, like bringing awareness to your body. And I feel like that was so hard for me because it was very intimidating. It was very intimidating because I had so many wounds from my childhood. So like my nervous system was like major dysregulated. I was always operating in fight or flight. Like my gut health was just suffering because of, you know, my childhood upbringing. And so anyway, like it just absolutely terrified me to shut off all stimuli and face all of my wounds and everything that I had been through in this life. Like I just didn't want to like confront it. I didn't want to confront it. And I was terrified of what that would feel like and what that experience would be like, you know? And there's like a jumping spider on my window, guys. I feel like whenever you see spiders, it's like a representation of the divine feminine, which is like to let go and surrender. So this is super divine timing. Anyways, not going to get distracted by the spider. So yeah, and I feel like that can be why most of you feel intimidated when you hear somebody to tell you like, you know, solve all your problems by going within. And you're just like, that absolutely terrifies the fuck out of me. I don't want to do that. And that's part of the reason why I love to do my in-person sessions. And I have created the certain courses that I've done because I help you navigate going within with grace and ease. Like I'm very gentle in the process, and you know, I really help you guys navigate that journey, that healing journey. And you know, I personally wish I had somebody help me navigate my own healing journey, because like my biggest fear, like when confronting all of my wounds, like I thought that something like physically was going to go wrong with me. Like I thought I was going to have like major health complications. I thought I was going to die. Like that was just like what I felt. And so when I had my out-of-body experience, when I realized that we never stop breathing because, you know, death is an illusion, like we literally are just shifting into a different consciousness when we die. Like when we leave our physical bodies, we're just going into a different dimensional frequency. But anyway, that's like a whole different story. But yeah, so I feel like, you know, after facing my fear of death, like I was like, okay, well, I've already faced the worst of the worst, so it really can't get any worse than this, right? Like if I never die, then like that's that's the worst of the worst. So I'm going to go within. I'm going to start going within and facing my shit. And then I realized once I started going within and focusing on my issues and like my mental health and just everything ancestral that wasn't mine that I inherited, I was like, okay, the worst possible thing that you can experience from going within is just feeling your emotions. It's feeling discomfort. And if you grew up as a people pleaser and you were constantly trying to make sure that everybody around you was okay and doing good, and you took on that people pleasing role in childhood, something that you're going to feel really uncomfortable with is feeling discomfort, because that is just totally foreign to you. You're like, no, everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be comfortable. Especially if you have Libra placements. Oh my gosh, my moon is in Libra. So I emotionally wanted to make sure everybody was good. And so it really just screws you up, because you literally are following a toxic pattern of worrying about people first when you should be worrying about yourself first. And I feel like as, to the toxic society that we grew up in, everybody conditioned you and groomed you to put everybody outside of you first before putting yourself first. And I totally disagree. Because when you're able to fill up your own cup, then you can endlessly pour from your cup, because you have an abundance of energy and love just automatically flowing from yourself. You know what I mean? And how can you give from an empty cup? You can't. I know from my own experience and my own upbringing that you cannot give from an empty cup. You will burn out. You will build up resentment. You will build up anger. You will build up hatred. You're going to build up so many things and repress so many emotions that it will affect you physically, and it will cause you health complications, because all of that trapped energy gets stored in your organs and different parts of the body. And I'm telling you from personal experience, guys, it will fuck you up. So, don't procrastinate on going within. Obviously take your time and be gentle with yourself, because everybody moves at different paces, but start somewhere, right? It could be going to Barnes & Noble or Amazon and getting a self-help book, right? There's a really great book out there called How to Meet Yourself by Dr. Nicole LePera. That book helped me so much. There's also one previously that came out before that, which is How to Do the Work. So if you're I have no fucking idea where to start, that's a good reference too. Or if you're interested in doing an energy healing session and actually, recounting past lifetimes, or cord cutting, or connecting with your spirit guides, higher self, and asking, what's your purpose and why are you here, and, helpful advice, come see me for an in-person session. I love to get to the bottom of why things are manifesting, why issues and problems are manifesting in the body. So I really just have all of the tools to tackle that, and just my unique ability to heal. It's literally designed to get to the bottom of all of your root issues so that they don't come back and don't re-manifest into your body and your energy. So if that speaks to you, please go check out my website at www.zenwithgracen.com and check out my in-person sessions. I have acupressure and psychic healing, or I just have the psychic healing, whichever. I feel like the acupressure and psychic healing is going to be the most favorite one, because it's physical massage a little bit, and the psychic healing, so you're going to sleep like a rock, and sleep so good the next day. So anyway, yeah, so don't get intimidated. Don't get intimidated by those wounds, because eventually you're going to have to feel them. You're going to have to feel those emotions. And for those of us who have repressed our feminine energy, it is terrifying. It is terrifying to feel your emotions. A lot of us have functioned in our masculine energy for so long and for so many lifetimes that we've just gotten so used to taking care of everything and being in charge. And we're no, don't worry. I got it. I'm going to do it, because if I know that if I do it, it'll get done. Because you've been systematically, gosh, English guys, systematically let down by people constantly, through your childhood, through society, through your upbringing, through your friends, through your relationships. And you're just so over it at that point. You're how can I possibly surrender? How can I possibly let go when I know that I'm the only one who isn't going to disappoint myself? So there is a level of trust and a level of surrender that you have to learn to allow in your own energy, right? When you start this healing journey, you have to open up to your feminine side. And opening up to that feminine side is allowing yourself to feel those emotions. It's going through those anger bursts, those outrages. It's allowing yourself to feel depressed and lay in your bed for a couple of days and allowing your body to literally decompress. That is what depression is. Like, your body is freaking depressing. Your mind is depressing. Your old self is dying and a new self is being born. You know, throughout your healing journey, you guys are going to go through so many ego deaths. And it's really just about collapsing this version of yourself that you created to survive. And you're really just trying to get to the person and unlocking your authentic self, which is who you really are. And you're trying to step into the person that thrives, okay? And that person that is thriving, right? Like, you're living your best life. You have your dream house, your dream person, your dream whatever, right? Like, we all have different dreams. And I feel like a lot of us are also really, like, subconsciously afraid of that lifestyle because we have to confront our own issues and our discomfort. And also, like, I feel like we have to be comfortable with people disliking us, disagreeing with us, hating on us, projecting onto us, like all the things. And that was something I really had to get a grasp on because, you know, I have a pure soul and pure intentions, and I truly want the best for humanity and for this planet. And there's going to be some people and souls who just don't understand where I'm at in my level at my own journey, and I just trigger the absolute fuck out of them. I am a karmic mirror to them, and they see stuff in me that they don't want to see within themselves, which is why I show up in their reality. And what do? Their ego is quick to project. They're quick to be like, fuck you, you suck, I hate you, who does she think she is? When really, that's how you feel about yourself. I am your mirror to show you how you actually feel about yourself because you're too scared to go within and look at your own stuff. Okay? So if this episode is super triggering, it's time to go to your local crystal shop and go get some soothing crystals for yourself that will help you, like, you know, regulate your nervous system and keep you feeling calm. And if you really struggle to regulate your nervous system, I help people do that in my sessions too. I actually help do that through acupressure healing and my psychic healing methods. So that's something you're also interested. Check out my website and my courses and my in-person sessions. I've got all the tools and all the things, guys. Don't worry. You're going to leave healed when you come through me. So believe that. Believe me, you will. Anyway, sorry. I went on a tangent. So yeah, back to the intimidation of going within. Going within is very, very intimidating. It's very scary. It's very unknown because we've never done it before. We don't know what we're doing. We're floundering all over the place. We're burning our sage. You know, we're doing our burning letters. And sometimes it feels like you just don't get anywhere. And I just want to tell you, I just want to be here to remind you that don't give up and keep going because you're making waves, you're making healing waves on both of your bloodlines, like your mother and your father bloodlines. And I just want to share something really personal. This kind of might be a little TMI, but I don't really care because we're all mature adults, right? We should be at least listening to this podcast. But I just was on my third day of my cycle yesterday, and I was in my healing room doing some healing within myself. I was in the middle of writing my ebook, which is getting published on January 1st, 2024. It's basically about my upbringing and the challenges and the hardships, the adversity that I constantly face my entire life. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This book, this ebook, will make you cry. It will make you cry. It will make you sob. So I recommend not reading it at Barnes & Noble because when I was writing it, or just don't go out in public and read it, because I was literally sitting in Barnes & Noble yesterday just working on it. I just pumped out 10 pages and I was crying. I was sobbing, just writing about my own childhood and upbringing. And I'm like, oh my God, this is intense. This is so intense. But anyway, you guys are going to love it. And it's meant to inspire everybody and really just teach you that you guys can conquer anything that you want. And it's just, yeah, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. I can't wait to publish it. But anyways, back to my healing session. So yesterday I did some healing on myself because a lot of deep wounds came up through writing that ebook. Like, it was very healing, working on that book yesterday. And so one of the wounds that came up wasn't even my wound. It was literally a wound from my grandmother. And I'm not going to share what it was, but it was very traumatic, and it was on the back end of my sacral chakra. For those of you who are aware of the chakras and their purpose, you already know where I'm going with this. There was some satanic ritual abuse on that side of my family. So, yeah, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And I had to clear that energy because she didn't know how to deal, like, she didn't know how to go within. She didn't have the same tools that, we have today. I'm sure there were, like, different healing opportunities, as she got older, like, you could go to therapy and all the things, but, we live in a unique era right now, which is freaking awesome. Like, we are actually able to go out into society and connect with others and actually get answers from the non-physical and the physical and integrate them together, which is a beautiful, harmonious experience. And for those who grew up, like, who are now in their 80s and their 90s and are 100, even in their 70s, they didn't even have the tools that we have right now, which is like this online community and teaching people like the different wounds and what they mean and how to regulate your nervous system and how your back pain could be a result of storing past life trauma for like lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. I mean, it just goes on. And it's just incredible how much like healing is going to start taking place like on this planet. Like, we're going to start getting the answers that we've all been dying to have. And so anyway, so I had to do this like deep healing, and I had to release that wound for her and that entire bloodline. And one of the experiences that I've had from doing ancestral clearing and healing from my own energy, like, I remember the first time I had to release a past lifetime that was stuck in my upper back. Like, I always had shoulder pain, upper back pain, like my entire life. And no matter how many massages I went to, no matter how many doctor appointments I went to, nobody could figure it out. Nobody could get rid of the pain. And so I found this woman who was like a massage therapist and a psychic. She was a psychic medium. And she literally told me that I had a past lifetime trapped in my upper back. And it was during the Holocaust. Like, I'm not going to go into that lifetime because it was really super traumatic. There was lots of, yeah, actually, I'm not gonna say it because it's kind of triggering. But anyway, I don't like talking about it. So, where was I going? Oh yeah. So I cleared that trauma that was in my body, right? And it makes so much sense because like my dad's side of the family's Jewish. And so I'm like, of course I would incarnate to clear that energy for that bloodline, like, because they're Jewish and they need healing down that bloodline. So anyway, there were so many ancestors that showed up in the room. Like, there was just like a line of people, like a line of spirits. And they were just like, thank you. Thank you for doing this healing. Thank you, because we never could. Like, we could never do this healing. Either because they died and they didn't have the chance to heal, or they were just completely unaware of it, or they didn't have the balls to heal that kind of stuff, that kind of trauma. So, yeah. We're freaking powerful, guys. Like, we are here and we are powerful. And I'm here to remind you that you are powerful enough to start healing yourself. You are powerful. You hold all the power. You hold free will to make a different choice. Okay? In my own life, I have noticed my parents just repeat, what their parents did. It's like down to their habits and their wants and their likes. It's like, well, I like to eat this because my dad ate this. I like to do this because that's how my mom raised me. And I love having this power and the free will to be like, I'm not doing any of this. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm living life for me. And I'm going to collapse this identity that was projected on me in childhood of who I was expected to be. That is deep healing. So if you guys struggle, going within and healing those wounds and, going through your ego deaths, like, you really, really want to like get some deep healing done, start sleeping better, start breathing better, please check out my in-person sessions. I know I'm like constantly advertising myself throughout this episode, but I feel like it's so necessary at this time. Like, it's so necessary. And There is a mass awakening that is getting ready to happen on this planet. And I just feel like in 2024, like, I feel like I'm going to be swamped with my sessions, which is why I'm being called to like push out my courses and books like right now in this moment in 2023. Because those are going to be like supplemental materials for a lot of people. And obviously I'm one person, so I'm only going to be able to help so many people at one time. But yeah, like, guys, take advantage now. You know, if you have an open mind now, if you are ready, if this podcast reached you, you're ready. You're ready to start doing this work. And when you start doing this work, your life is going to transform and change drastically. Like, this is not just like some one-time session that, you know, just band-aids your problems and your wounds. No, we remove all of that stuff out of your energy, like to the highest level energetically, and it really reflects physically. Like, you can literally ask, actually, you can check out my Google reviews, and if anybody who knows me, literally ask them where they were before they met me and where they are now after doing 1 to 2 sessions with me. Like, they're on a totally different level. They're like literally, they are living so close to their highest self reality now that they're like, wow, I didn't know that I could actually enjoy my life. I didn't know that I was actually in control of my life. I didn't know that I could heal my own issues and my own problems. Like, it was literally just me that needed to facilitate this healing. Okay. Now, I don't want you guys like to rely on me or anything. Like, I really just want to empower you to heal yourself. But, you know, if you're like me, if there's any of you that are out there like me that are like, I kind of need like someone to hold my hand for a little while and then I'll be fine. Like, definitely come see me. Come see me. I am available from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday. So please check out my website, guys. Like, I'm telling you, I will book up fast. And I'm only one person, and there's only 16 hours in a day. So, yeah, I'm just saying, there's going to be, like, a lot of people who are going to need healing, you know, moving forward. And there's only one me, guys, on this planet. So if you really just, like, want to knock out everything at once, come find me. Come hit me up. But, yeah, anyways, is there anything else I want to talk about this? I don't think so. I feel like I covered the majority of it. But yeah, guys, don't let, you know, the intimidation of feeling those heavy feelings, those dense emotions, pain in your body, don't let it scare you. Don't let it freak you out. You guys are powerful. You've got this. Yeah, you guys are going to do amazing things in your life. I know that you're going to create the life of your dreams. And I can't wait to witness that. I can't wait to witness a happier, healthier, collective planet and watch everyone tap into abundance. I really cannot wait to witness that. So thank you so much, guys, for coming today. I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful for you. Oh yeah, quick update. One thing I totally forgot, I am totally shifting my energy. Like I said, I'm writing that ebook right now and I'm working on some courses. So as of August 24th, 2023, this is when I'm recording this episode, I am no longer posting TikTok videos moving forward. I'm going to take a break for like a few years. I'm no longer making Rumble videos, taking a break from that. I will be intuitively posting meditations on my Rumble and YouTube channel. So definitely keep an eye out. Set up notifications on those social medias if you have those. That way you can get notified when I do publish a new meditation. Yeah, I really did some inner soul introspection just a couple days ago about egoical wants and soul wants. So right now, my soul really wants to focus on my membership platform, my podcast channel, all the way until the end of 2023, and then my in-person sessions, workshops, and courses. So yeah, just so you guys know, at the end of 2023, my last episode will be like December 20-something. I can't remember what the date is, but yeah, I'm pausing making new podcasts in 2024, so I will solely be focusing on my in-person sessions, creating courses if that sings to me, because right now I have I think 3 to 4 that I'm going to publish very soon, and then I'm publishing my ebook as well, and I'm also writing 2 books, so I'm a very busy woman, and I cannot spread myself too thin, and just like running all the platforms, like it's just too much. So yeah, if you guys want more content, if you want a more personalized sacred space, more private space, please check out my locals platform. It is my membership platform. The link should be underneath this episode. I think it's like $8 a month to support. And then if you want to like send me a private message, you want me to do like a little private channeling, just one question or something, you can pay like $17 a month. Yeah, you guys will figure it out. So yeah, I have the membership platform and then my website with all the things. So yeah, be sure to check all of that out, guys. Thank you so much for all the people who have supported me up until this point, and those who continue to support me. I'm super grateful for you. I'm super grateful for all the new listeners who come and listen to this podcast today. Your life is going to shift like crazy, and I can't wait. And you guys deserve it. You deserve to have it all. So thank you. I love you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your Sunday, or whatever day it is that you listen to this episode. Thank you so much.